Hi, Jose. How are you doing?
Recording in progress.
Good morning, Jose. Hi, Gabriel.
Hallo,
Hi, Gabriel.
hallo.
Hi, Gabriel. I can hear you. Do you hear me?
Äh,
I. It seems that you can't hear me. Is it correct?
can,
Okay. Let me to try. Can you see me? Hello, Emal. My mic is not working. Give me a second. Okay, Jose. Okay. Gabriel, you can hear me. That's correct. And Jose, you can hear me also. Okay, perfect. And I could hear you, Gabriel, for a while, but I can't hear you if you're talking now. But I got your message, Jose, that your mic is, you're working on your mic. While we are working there, let me to work on a couple of things. Okay, I will be waiting for you. Meanwhile, we can start if you want. Gabriel, you can hear me correctly. And if you're talking, you're muted. Okay, perfect. So, shall we go and start, or still you're working on your mic, Jose? Okay, perfect. So let me share my screen. I believe you can see my screen. I will have a single screen today. So if you help me to understand that if you see my screen, Gabriel, uh, I believe your mic is working, correct? Coming back here, reading your messages. Then since I will have, we can start trying to connect to an external mic. Okay, all the very best. So We are selecting the last three knowledge area: strategy, requirement analysis, and design definition, solution evaluation, as well as the requirements lifecycle management. Correct? Do you want to add or drop any knowledge area?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you very
Okay.
well.
Okay. Yeah. Tia told us that we will be working on 5, 6, 7, and 8. I think right now it will be best to just keep these ones and see which ones we are failing, and hopefully, if everything goes well, start adding more next 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So I assume that you can see my screen big enough. Let me know if you want me to zoom it in, zoom it out. And I have selected these. Can you see my screen? Can you see the watermark learning
Yeah.
question?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. And Gabriel, again, I will have only one screen today, and I'm starting, and we'll go together. Okay. How do you like to do it? Gabriel, would you like to participate, reading one question, choose your answer, and while you're reading and choosing your answer, we will be working on it, and we will share also our answers, but after you provide your answer. Shall we do it today like this? So everyone can take part, and let's assume that you're reading this question and you're saying, I'm just putting an example, that correct answer is B. Jose and me, if you agree, we will continue, or we will say that we like, for instance, option D better, and also we try to provide the rationale. Does it sound something that we can continue like this? Jose, Gabriel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, Gabriel, are you comfortable to start with the question number one?
A or C?
Okay. A or C? Which task in the strategy
Most
area?
C.
You're saying A or C?
It's most C.
It is not C. So which option do you choose?
C.
Okay, I'm choosing C. Gabriel, do you have a different answer?
Uh, I would go with D for Denmark.
Why not
Uh,
C?
Verify and validate is from the next area, the red requirements, analysis and design.
Which task in the strategy analysis knowledge area uses business requirement as its sole input?
The future
So we
states.
are we are using the requirements as a main input to
Yeah,
define
on
future
future
state
state
or to validate the requirements.
for defined future states.
Gabriel, are you on the same page
it's the
with
number
Jose?
D.
So we are going choosing D, and let's check it and let's see. Okay. And also always we can refer back to the BABOK 6.2.3, the business requirements or the problem that we are trying to solve. I'm continuing. I'll say back to you this question. If you want, feel free to read it silently. If you want, read it loudly, and then choose whatever answer you have.
Alexis performed an enterprise readiness assessment and discovered during the course of the assessment that a couple of key stakeholders have not fully bought into the business need or even the process of business analysis, for that matter, calling it fluff. Alexis documented and communicated their concerns to the sponsor with the associated impacts. After much consideration, the sponsor decided the potential benefits of the work outweighed the risks.
Okay.
How would you describe the sponsor's attitude towards risk?
And also, you'll expect to have another question. So, how would you describe the sponsor attitude towards the risk?
I would go with risk seeking. It's definitely not risk averse. They want to try it out. Yeah, risk seeking.
So, after much consideration, the sponsor decided the potential benefits of the work outweighed the risk. Risk seeking, neutral, unknown. So, not definitely risk averse. So, Gabriel, what do you think? Which kind of attitude the sponsor has toward the risk?
Should have risk averse in every case.
We should have.
Risk averse, it's not to take risk. Maybe neutral could be a good thing because he should have the sponsor should have in mind the chances and also the risks. And therefore, in this environment,
Gabriel, I mean, it is not, the question is not what a sponsor should have an attitude toward the risk. Like, we are not advising them at this stage based on this scenario. Based on
I
this
see the
scenario,
last.
which kind of attitude the sponsor has toward the risk?
After much consideration, the sponsor decided the potential benefits of the work outweighed the risks. In this way, he shouldn't be risk averse, but risk seeking. It's also not the risk seeking or neutral.
Okay.
Then more the risk seeking in this question.
Okay. I am totally very comfortable to go as slow as possible. But also, if you would like to complete 25 questions today, which is not necessarily to be your objective for today, we should maybe a little bit accelerate, but I am very happy the way that we are continuing if you like it. Jose, based on what Gabriel is thinking, do you want to change your answer? Do you want to say B, Gabriel? That's what I'm understanding.
Yes.
Okay. Jose, do you have more rationale? Why do you want to choose A?
They already assessed the risks and they feel that it out the benefits outweighs the loss.
Okay. And Alex documented the communicated her concern to the sponsor with the associate. I'm going with risk seeking, but also after consideration and doing those analysis, it might not be correct. But let's check this. Okay, let's see.
No.
What does risk seeking mean? A person who is risk seeking exhibits willingness to take on risk in return for high potential values. It sounds maybe indirectly here, isn't it? But still, we don't know a lot.
Okay.
Uh, and why this is correct, as the scenario is describing an issue versus a risk, it is certain that a couple of key stakeholders have not bought into the business analysis work. Risk has an element of uncertainty, so we don't know a lot about it. Gabriel, back to you. Next question.
Please, can we check the option B to see what it says, the neutral option?
Okay. Nice to have you, Amarachi. By the way, I have only one screen, so I will not be able to monitor the chat or since you're here, kindly help me also to monitor. Okay, I'm checking B.
Right. All right, no problem.
Thank you. B is incorrect. Why? A neutral stakeholder will accept the risk to the level that will not result in a loss, even if it occurs.
Got it.
Okay, I'm changing back to the answer that we had selected and
Mm-hmm.
going back to the next question. Gabriel, back to you. The same scenario, based on this scenario, now we have a second question. What is an example of risk associated with the scenario? Gabriel, if you
Okay.
this is back to you if you would like to go with this question. If you're talking, you're muted. Okay. Amarachi, can we go with you? And then next question, we can go back with Gabrielle if she were ready.
Okay, so should I read this again or just read the question?
It is all up to you. If you like to read it loud, it is up to you. If you like to read it silently, I mean, just imagine this is the examination and you want to choose the answer. It is not to work on our time today, but of course we will have perhaps a special session how to do the time management and choose the correct questions within the reasonable time. But for today we can go relax.
Okay. So I'm going to read the question again because it's another answer.
Okay.
Alexis performed an enterprise readiness assessment and discovered during the course of the assessment that a couple of key stakeholders have not fully bought into the business need or even the process of business analysis, for that matter, calling it fluff. Alexis documented and communicated her consent to the sponsor with the associated impacts. After much consideration, the sponsor decided the potential benefits of the work outweighed the risk.
Okay.
Now the question, what is an example of a risk associated with the scenario? Option A says the stakeholders will be monitored closely to identify actions that may signal saboteur-like behavior. B says the stakeholders who haven't bought into business analysis work may actively sabotage the effort. C says a couple of key stakeholders do not buy into business analysis work. D says the BA will need to work to understand the root cause of their lack of buying. And I'm looking we're looking at the risk associated with it, and I'm thinking B. Because if I don't buy into something, yeah, B.
You're thinking B, and it is the question is, what is an example of risk associated?
With the scenario,
That the
yes.
stakeholder who haven't bought into business analysis work may actively sabotage the effort. Jose, Gabriel, are you on the same page with Amarachi, or you have a different answer? And if you have a different answer, what is the reason?
No, I go with the same answer.
Okay. Gabriel?
Me too. Me too.
Okay, perfect. So, oh, no, I was supposed to check the answer, isn't it? Here, checking the answer, and that is correct. So it was easy. Next question, would you like to continue, Gabriel?
Yes.
Perfect.
So, Jason is analyzing and refining the elicitation results into requirements. He wants to use a technique that will help his stakeholders describe the goal they want to accomplish when using the solution. What technique would Jason use? Organizational modeling, user stories, use cases and scenarios, or scope modeling? Here I would say the use cases and scenarios.
Use cases and scenarios.
Yes.
And have you paid attention? I believe you might have already discussed most of the CBAP questions. It is a scenario based. We have a scenario. Within a scenario, maybe there is a problem. Maybe then after a problem, there is also a question. And also maybe there are some distractions. So ignore the distractions, pay attention to the scenario, and also understand what is the question. So what is the question? What technique would Jason use? They use case and scenarios. Amarachi and Jose, are you on the same page with Gabriel? If not, what is your answer and why?
So, okay, Jose, go ahead. I'll go after you.
Okay, I was gonna say I will probably go with the user stories first to understand the what, who, me as a business analyst, the who, what, why first, and then later on create the use cases and scenarios.
Yes, maybe it's better to describe the goal, because use cases is already with risk analysis and cost analysis and something like that.
The question is what technique, but also the scenario.
user
What is the
stories.
scenario? The analyst wants to describe the goal, not only the goal that they want to accomplish when using the solution. Which kind of typical technique is fulfilling this? To talk about the goal, especially when you use it to accomplish this. Jose is saying it is a user story. You're saying it is a still use case or and scenario.
In this case, maybe the scenarios will be the better way.
Okay, so now it is 1B, 1C. Amarachi, can we have a tiebreaker?
Yeah, so I would go for user stories.
Okay.
It's more of it's descriptive in nature, and it doesn't just tell you the action they want to happen, it tells you what the goal is. Then use cases define it, but more for how do I explain it? So for me now, who deal with technical users, it's easier for stakeholders who are non-technical, who are not doing the job, the developers, to explain what they want for you. But with use cases, it's easier when you're dealing with probably the technical people, the developers, to tell them, okay, we want this action to happen. That's where, like, we want to be able to carry out this particular action. That's what where the use case comes in, and then you give the scenario and all of that. So that's my own thinking. Yeah. So
I'm
users.
thank you so much for I am also go with the B based on these explanations, and also this is a very typical user story. It has a typical format. I mean, not necessarily to always use this format. You can use other formats based on your needs and based on the culture that you have. But this is a typical user story format. The users, they are describing what they want, why they want it, and using the solution what they want to accomplish. Okay, I'm checking this and let's see. This is correct. The customer writes the user stories because he he is in the best position to know the goal they want to accomplish. I'm continuing. Next question back to you, Jose.
Okay.
Jose, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correct, isn't it?
It doesn't matter. There's the Portuguese from Portugal, there's the Portuguese from Brazil, there's the Spanish.
What is the best way? How do you pronounce it?
Portuguese from Portugal is Jose.
Jose.
Yeah, like
Jose.
Mourinho, like Jose Mourinho,
Okay.
the football coach. Yeah.
Okay. Jose.
Yeah.
Okay. Jose, back to you.
Okay. Joy is a business analyst and is working with a project management project to automate the manual process. They are working together on a work breakdown structure. Work breakdown structure. I'm divided between the solution scope and the process scope.
Between C and D. So what is the scenario? Joy is a business analyst and is working with her project manager on a project to automate a manual process. They are working together on a WBS to break down which type of a scope: solution scope, process scope, product scope, project scope. So you're divided between
Okay.
C and D.
Okay, I need to change it. She's working with her project manager. It's the project scope.
Project scope. Fine. Your answer is final.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to you, Gabriel and Amarachi. Do you have a different answer? And if yes, why your answer is different? Can you convince Jose to change his answer?
Consent.
Previously, I was going to go for either the product scope or process scope, but after Jose pointed out the project manager, who he's working with, I think that took me back to the project scope. Yeah. So
Okay.
I think I'll go with C.
Okay. And also, WBS is something generally project managers they use it. They use it to break down the project scope, isn't it? So the work breakdown is a structure. I'm checking this. Let's see. A work breakdown structure is a tool to help break down project scope, and that is something generally project managers they use it. I'm continuing back to you, Amarachi. Please correct me if sometimes I'm pointing to the wrong person. Next question. Amarachi, it
Sorry,
is for
I
you.
didn't get that. What was so my screen was hanging for a while. Were we correct in the previous answer?
So I'm going back to the previous answer. The project scope was the correct answer.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next question for you.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to read it loud.
Sure. Thank you.
A guideline provides instructions or descriptions on why or how to undertake a task, while a tool is something used to undertake a task. Which of the following is not listed as a guideline and tool in requirements lifecycle management? Okay. A is information management approach. B, requirements architecture. C, business analysis approach. D, domain knowledge. Okay. Okay, let me just take a while. Just give me a minute. I'm a bit torn here.
That's okay. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning that a guideline provides instructions or description on how or why to undertake a task. Maybe it is helping you why to do it, or maybe it is helping you how to do that task. Whatever task you're working, in the Babok language, a guideline means how to do that task or why to do that task. But tool is something different, isn't it? While tool is something used to undertake the task itself. Which of the following is not listed as a guideline and tool? So it is both in requirements lifecycle management. So there are certain tasks that we need to perform, and then with the help of the tool, we can perform the task. With the help of the guideline, we can use the guideline to understand why we are doing it or even how to do it. So which one is not a guideline and tool? Do you think information management approach this is can be used as a guideline and tool?
Yes. Yes.
And requirement architecture?
There are obviously requirement tools, so yes. So
Okay.
probably I'll go for C because domain knowledge is actually a tool. So I think I'll go for C.
Okay. But does A and C sound similar? But anyway, your answer is C. Back to you, Jose and Gabriel. Are you on the same page with Amarachi or you have a different answer?
I was also thinking that A and C looked very similar, but A actually matters on how we are gonna manage the requirements. business analysis approach is something that we do. I don't want to say before, because all of these tests can be done at different times, but it's kind of like before.
Okay. So what is your answer?
Business analysis approach is not a guideline tool in the requirements.
Okay. Gabriel, 2 votes for C. Do you have your vote also, or you're thinking different?
Okay, C.
C. Let's go. Hopefully we're enjoying today, and that is correct. This is not one of the guidelines or tools listed for the requirement life cycle management, making it the correct answer. Continuing back to you, Gabriel. Question number 7. Gabriel would like to continue with this question. If you want to read it silently,
Okay.
it's up to you.
In a requirements approval workshop, Rocco is responsible for providing opinion on the relationship between stated requirements and specific laws, either formally in an audit or informally as inputs to requirements lifecycle management tasks. What type of stakeholder is Rocco? Operational support, domain subject matter expert, a regulator, or a sponsor? I would say the regulator.
Okay. Which kind of a stakeholder? And Rocco is responsible for providing opinion on the relationship between stated requirements and specific laws. Back to you, Jose and Amarachi. Do you have a different answer?
No, I will go with the same answer.
Amarachi?
Yeah, I will go with the same answer. I agree. I'll go with the same answer.
Perfect. That is easy. Next question, back to you, Jose.
The sequence of actions, events, and of course, may be taken, which requires more than that. A sequence of actions, events, or of course, they may be taken. An activity flow. Yeah, the answer is B, activity flow.
Okay. And also already you pointed out, it is a sequence of action, events, or a course that may taken. Which requirement model category is? Gabriel, Amarachi, do you have a different answer?
What's the meaning of rational?
The meaning of?
Rational.
A.
It's kind of like the explanation of why we are going with this endeavor, with this analysis, the meaning.
Is it? I mean, Gabriel, I believe you know the literal meaning, isn't it? Rational or reason, and also
Reason.
the question is rational as a requirement model category?
So activity flow is okay.
Okay, Amarachi.
Yeah, activity flow.
Okay, checking this. And let's check also rationale, okay? Let's see if this is a requirement. Rational model represent the why of a change. So that is another model. If we need to provide why, then we can use this one. I'm changing back the answer and continuing. The next question back to you, Amarachi, isn't it?
Okay. When considering changes or additions to existing requirements, business analysts assess the impact of the proposed change by considering several aspects of the proposed change. One of those aspects is the impact to the existing delivery commitments if the change is approved. What aspect is this?
Mhm.
Urgency, benefits, schedule, impact. I think it's clear. I think it's clear. It's the impact.
Okay. D, impact. Back to you, Gabriel. Jose,
Me too.
do you have a different answer?
Impact is okay.
Okay. 2 votes for D. Jose, different
Yeah,
answer?
the impact. No, the same answer.
Okay.
The sketch?
Okay. Do you want to discuss why D was not correct? Let's read it once more, okay? If you want. When
Sure.
considering
Yeah.
changes or additions to existing requirements, changes or addition to existing requirements, business analysts assess the impact of the proposed change by
Okay.
considering several aspects of the proposed change. One of those aspects is the impact to the existing delivery commitments if the change is approved. What aspect is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of playing of the words, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amarachi,
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
think it is
Besides
escapable now?
yeah, so it's still a bit not clear for me because we are talking about one aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I think I would go back to read the Babok 5.4. Let me just take a quick glance and see.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Jose, also now you're convinced, Gabriel, that this is correct answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
The
what is the keyword here which makes C the correct answer? Which keyword in this scenario or this question makes number C the
delivery
correct answer?
commitments.
Delivery commitments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you see which parts? I mean, this is a scenario. They are talking about the scenario. Sometimes also within the scenario, there might be a problem. Within that problem, maybe there are 5 different dimensions, but then they are asking only about one particular dimension of that problem.
Yeah.
So try to understand what is the scenario, and then what is the question, and if there is a problem, is this question regarding the problem and which aspects of that problem. Anyway, continuing, and hopefully this is a good opportunity of learning. Next question, is it back to Jose or to you, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, not answered. Number 10.
Jennifer when the cube refused to return to Turkey since Jennifer was not satisfied with her requirements. She expressed that some of the requirements did not meet the needs of her department. The source of the documents came from Jennifer has choices to submit James to solve a possible to review makes a financial decision to escalate the conflict from the variable minutes before the results of some mistake about causes that form research replacement. Okay, I would go with answer C for Canada. James will find a way to resolve this conflict, either by facilitating a formal meeting, through research, or other methods.
Back to you, Gabriel Amarachi. Do you have a different answer?
Okay, so going by my response for this, I would go with C. But I've had this kind of scenario played out. I know that sometimes in real life scenarios, I have had to go with a situation where the boss or the manager, like, okay, so here Jennifer is the key stakeholder, but then it's still, where is that? Jennifer's talked to her boss. Option A is telling us, oh, she might have someone who is above her, right? And in that scenario, what I had to do was I had to talk to both parties, but then there's one person that influences decision. And so, irrespective of what the other person says, both of them, their requirements are tied to the objective, the goal we want to achieve. But one person influences decision, and there is a lot of political things, internal
Mm-hmm.
politics playing out. What I had to do was stylishly present the other person's opinion to the boss, and we discussed it, and after discussing it I had to go back to the other person to also further discuss the boss's reasoning and all of that. And because it was more political than about the task getting done, each person stood on their each person stood their ground and insisted on whatever their requirements are. So I was either forced to say, okay, can you just have a conversation with your boss about this? Just pitch it in kind of, and let's see where it goes. And that actually helped to resolve it. So going by reality, A is also a good option, but I think I'll settle for C for now.
Okay. So it's still the C. Gabrielle, do you have a different answer than C?
I would also go to the C,
Okay.
because I think there's only the boss has other requirements than the uh, operational working staff, and so it should be uh, meeting both requirements, and so
Okay.
will be the best way to solve the problem.
Okay. So we are trying to there to facilitate, take one step ahead, resolve the conflicts. I mean, escalation to the higher level is not going to resolve the problem, and ask Jennifer to ask her boss, it's not going to solve the problem, isn't it? And
Yeah.
let's check number C, even I'm not talking about number D, and C sounds very correct. James, and if you want, we can check this one also quickly, why this is not correct. This process is not a very collaborative. So we are there to collaborate, facilitate, help the stakeholders, resolve the conflicts, and last but not least, move forward. I mean, even escalation, this is not going to help anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dissolving conflict is what we try to do, not escalation. Unless, if you exhausted all the channels and all the possible, resolutions, then maybe we can go there. Okay, it was easy. Back to you, Amarachi.
Okay. Jim, okay. If the performance measures defined to evaluate the effectiveness of a solution are not sufficient to help stakeholders determine solution value, what action should a business analyst take to address the situation? So if the defined performance measure used to evaluate the effectiveness of the solution is not sufficient
Mm-hmm.
to help the stakeholders determine the solution value, what's the best way to approach it or to help address the situation? A, revisit the business objective. B, conduct change control and create high-level estimates. C, collect more measurements or treat the lack of measures as a solution risk. Consider the time period. Okay.
Interesting question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
For me is C.
C for Gabriel. Thank you. Amarachi, what is your answer?
I think I would go with C because it's saying we don't have enough, and so we
Okay.
have to get more.
Okay.
Yes, and treating the lack of information
Jose, do you
solutions.
have a
Okay, yeah,
different
that was.
answer?
No, I will go
Okay.
with C as well.
Okay. Perfect. Let's check. That's correct. So we are not discussing it, means this is clear. So we are continuing. Number next. Back to Gabriel.
Yes, it's
Okay.
a nice picture.
Yeah.
Ashish is working on a project for insurance company to enable video submission of auto accident claims. He is specifying the conductions required to meet the business need for the effort. Ashish created the following diagram to help him understand the new process. So we see in this picture that comes from the supplier, input process, output customer. The supplier is insured party. The input is claim details and video clip. And then the new process is under, and output is new claim, claim receipt, and customer is claims adjustment, insured party. Then there is a sub-process, submit video claim. What's that? What there is more to see in this picture.
We are almost good. Okay.
So the new video claim is record video, open XY claim app, enter claim details, attach video, and send the claim. What activity is Ashish performing? Defining a value chain for the process, defining the future state for the process, ZPOC modeling the process, modeling requirements for the process. Seems to me the C.
Okay. Answer C. Gabriel, thank you. This is something I think we have seen it before as well, but I'm not sure. Back to you, Jose and Amarachi. Do you have a different answer?
I'm kind of divided with this one because he is actually creating the SIPOC diagram,
Okay.
but the reason why he's doing that is specifying the conditions required to meet the business needs for the effort. I think he's
Okay.
defining a value chain for the process. It's
It's
kind of like
defining
I don't
condition
know how to
required
explain
to
this.
meet the
It's
business need.
the action the deliverable that is giving us is the SIPOC diagram,
Yeah.
but the reason why he's doing it is to define a value chain.
Okay. The value chain. Back to you. So you're saying A,
Yes,
and she's saying C. Amarachi.
Okay, so before I respond, can I ask Jose something? Like, can I point his attention to something?
We will love to learn something new.
So, like, this is more like rubbing minds, right?
Hmm.
So I'm torn between A and C,
Okay.
but going by what you said, Jose, A, it's more like giving the reason why he's
Hmm.
actually performing the action. right? But the question is asking what the action in question is. That's my reason now. So my first response was A, but then looking at it, the question is not saying why
Okay.
he had to do it. He's saying what is he doing?
So not
So
why
I
he is doing.
know why he is doing it. So it's
Okay.
asking what activity is he performing.
Okay. So what
So
is
I
your
don't
answer?
I'm torn between A and C. Let me go with C and C.
Okay. We have two votes for C. Let's check it. Okay. Then we will learn something, and then hopefully
Mm-hmm.
we will stay with the answer. I thought that you were saying that neither A nor C, maybe B. But anyway, so the correct, so this is incorrect. Okay, this is kind of an invented answer. It is kind of the last question, Amarachi. It was all about impact, and also the answer was impact, which is generally correct, isn't it? All the
Mm-hmm.
question was regarding impact. The scenario was all around impact, so the answer was obviously to be impact, but the answer was not impact. So it is
Mm-hmm.
also, if we go with the those very old AI models, of course AI was going to choose C, the old ones, not nowadays. It is smarter now. But the correct answer is not C. It is invented, and the correct answer is B. Why the B is correct? Jose, can you read this the B, and do you think B is the better answer?
Yeah, after reading the answer, yeah, it's a better answer. Specifying the condition required to meet the business needs is another way of saying defining the future state. Yeah. Yeah. Can I
Gabriel,
see?
back to you. Uh, B, do you think B is a better answer based on the scenario?
Yes, maybe.
Is specifying the
Yeah,
conditions required to meet the business need. He's doing, different things, including, this box, and then the question is, he's trying to specify the condition required to meet the business need. It means they are defining the future state, isn't it?
yes.
Okay.
So
Can we
maybe.
Can
see? Yeah.
we
Mhm.
can we see A?
Okay, let's check A. Checking A. This is incorrect.
Okay.
Amarachi,
Okay.
do you want to read it why it is incorrect?
Okay, a value chain is a broader view of an enterprise and not usually done at a specific process level. Mm.
Okay. I mean, going through the supplier input process, output customer, that's a great way to do, but not to demonstrate the entire value chain, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'm selecting C and continuing with this our answer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Okay.
also, one more thing, Gabriel. Uh, Hopefully, this is going to be helpful during the examination. I mean, I love the way that we are doing it right now, which makes sense a lot. Reading, spending time, try to understand. But again, it is not for today. Also, you should maybe work on it. Maybe sometimes the base way during these kind of examination, read the scenario, maybe read also the question, and if you found that based on the question there are some distractions that you may not need it at all, you may escape it to save time. Again, this is not about the time management for today, but please write it somewhere. I was under the impression that maybe just quickly reading this, reading the question, and reading the answer could save time if it was the real examination. I'm continuing the next question, so it is the same question. Feel free if you want to read again and go through this. But the next question, it is back to you, Amarachi, isn't it? Please correct me if it was for Jose or for you. Amarachi, if you're talking, you're muted.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, which component is Ashish missing from his CPOC diagram?
Okay.
And can we scroll up a bit?
Okay. Do you want to read the
Okay.
scenario? And
This is fine. No, it's fine. I just want to look at the diagram.
okay.
Supply. Please scroll up a bit. So
Okay, sure.
it's in
Just give me a
full
minute. I
view.
lost my mouse. Here you go.
Okay. Mm.
So on the CPOC diagram, already Ashish, consider different components. Is there any missing components?
So claim receipt is on the output. This is not the case.
Okay.
ABC are the most.
Do you want to go through all the components, maybe one by one, and also or other answers and input for the vehicle involved in the accident, an output of the attached video, a customer representing the claim database, a process step for providing the claim receipt. Amarachi, are you still working on it?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still looking at it.
Okay.
Maybe D. I'm not so sure at this point, but maybe D.
Okay. Back to you, Gabriel. Do you have a different answer?
D is in the output, in the. Do you see, Amarachi?
Yeah.
In the CPOC picture, there is output, and there is the claim receipt included. So it's not missing.
No, a process for providing the claim receipts. It's terrible. So what option are you proposing?
I would say an output of the attached video is missing.
An output
Maybe.
of the attached video. B and D, and based on the discussion, Jose, do you have a tiebreaker?
I will probably also go with the output of the attached video.
Okay.
Yeah. A customer representing the claims database, I would say it's the claims adjustment. A process step for providing the claim receipt. could also be, but an input for the vehicle involved in the accident. It's already there on the claims details. So that leaves me with B and D. An output of the attached video. An output of the attached video. Submit the video claim. Yeah, an output of the attached video.
Okay. Amarachi, do you want to still go with the D? Do you have any rationale for choosing D? I maybe there is a claim receipt, but is there a process or a step to create it?
So I think I want to stick with D.
Okay. Okay, your answer is still D, but since we have two votes for B, let's check the B, and then let's learn. And there is a claim receipt, but the question is, do you have a step or a process to create it? Okay, this answer is incorrect. The correct answer is D. Since there is an output of the claim receipt, there should be a step to create it. Back to you, Gabriel and Jose. Do you,
Yep, video clip input.
So again, it is like the previous couple of questions that we had. I mean, it is okay that we had a lot of wordings like impact, but the answer was not impact. And there was another answer also. Or for now, we do see that it is, physically there, the claim receipt, but the question is where it comes from. Jose, we are good. Are you convinced?
Yeah. The attached video we have as an input. Yeah, the video clip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gabriel, do you have you on the same page? We are continuing for the next question.
This is okay. We can continue.
Okay. So continuing to the next question. And who owns the next question? It was you, Jose?
I think so.
Okay, perfect.
Unneeded indictment was a question so which one is unneeded. Open XYZ claim applicants. Preparation, report verification is condition to preparation. Intercomputer legal society.
I love peer reviews. Okay.
Can you show me the process steps? So video record.
So there was something missing. Now there is something extra, unnecessarily. If there is something unnecessarily, which one is that?
I would say the colleague is not correct or steps are needed because it SRA we need it because it's not necessarily a precondition. We can submit the video by logging in a website, for example, or sending it to an email address. Record video.
That is your answer, number B?
No, my answer is D as in Denmark.
Okay. Back to you, Gabriel. And Amarachi, do you have a different answer?
Yes, I have the C, because in input is the claim details, and in the process submit video claim, there again comes the enter claim details.
Sorry,
This is unneeded, because in the input comes the claim details, and then again in the submit video claim.
Yep. I see it now. I was looking only to the claim details on the input, but I see now the enter claim details on the process itself. Yeah, that's the one that is unneeded.
Gabriel and Jose, you're saying C?
I'm say C. Yes, C for Canada.
Amarachi, we have two votes on C. Do you have you on the same page?
But this is kind of difficult because maybe I'm overthinking. But enter claim details can be like entering the claim number.
Amarachi, do you want to continue with C or change it to A, B, C, or D, or none of the above?
I'm going to choose it's tricky. This is really tricky, to be honest. I got input video clip enter details. Touch video. Let me go with A. Let's see.
You're going with A. Okay. You're going with A, they're going with the C. One question in general, but please don't change your answer. Do we really need to record the video before opening the claim details and enter it? Is it something that we needed? Do we need to go and record the video? Or maybe someone already have the video. Maybe another person, they have the recorded video. Is it something that we needed to start this process?
Yes, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is not a precondition of the process. So then, since we have two votes on the C, let's check. I will go most probably with B, but I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. This is not fair. I had seen this question before. Okay. Okay. So the correct answer is B, but now Gabriel, Jose, Amarachi, do you think it is? Do you think that B is correct? Is it convenient? Is it something making sense to you?
Okay.
Do you understand the rationale and the concept behind it? They are submitting a claim, and maybe they are submitting claim even a couple of days after the incident. They have it recorded, through different app, through different mean and medium, and now they have a relaxed time and they want to submit a claim.
That's funny. So the inputs are described in the process, and then you have also the step to enter the details.
Yeah,
I really misunderstood the CBOK, because I thought the input is also included in the process, because or maybe that with input there is implied that the inputs are done.
Yeah,
But
I believe that
it is, and it's here expected to have the process where the inputs are to be done.
yeah,
So
I believe
from
that we were kind of like overthinking it. I myself was, because I saw the enter claim details and I just assumed it to be repetitive, redundant thing. But enter claim details can be something as simple as entering the claim number on the app, so that the submission goes to the right file.
Yeah, exactly, isn't it? So
Yeah, yeah,
so without entering how it can proceed.
yeah.
So anyway, I'm
Can I
continuing to the
see A,
next
please?
question. Okay, let's check A. Let's check A. How to check A? Even I don't know. Okay, checking A is incorrect. I'm writing back to you if you want to read it.
Okay. Opening the app makes sense to be included as part of the process. Recording the video is more likely to be excluded from the process, especially since it is an input. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's continue. Next question, and this is back to Gabriel or Amrachi or Jose. Who owns this?
Let me read the next one. A BA has learned that one of the key SMEs has a need to make some changes to the requirements. What are the two key outputs that should be created to reflect whether or not to make the changes? A, requests that go to the change control board and updated requirements. Approved and updated requirements. C, new and improved requirements. D, requirements change assessment and designs change assessment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Key outputs.
The question is two key output.
I think D.
Okay. Gabriel, do you have a different answer? A BA has learned that one of the key SMEs has a need to make some changes to the requirements. So always we are relying on those subject matter experts, isn't it? They are the experts. And what are the two key outputs that should be created to reflect whether or not to make the changes? Requirement change assessment and design change assessment. Gabriel, do you have a different answer?
I would say the new and improved requirements.
Okay. She's saying C and Amrachi is saying D. Back to you, Jose.
I will go with D for Denmark.
Okay. Let's go with the D. And can you also try to have Gabriel on the same page? Amrachi, can you convince her?
Yes, but maybe the D.
Okay, let's check it. These are output as listed because if there is any change, we are going to do the assessment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm continuing, assuming that we are good. Next question, back to you. I've lost the track. So it was Amarachi now next. Who is after Amarachi? Jose, it is you?
For me,
Thank you. Perfect.
Susan has just completed reviewing identified problems in a solution component. In completion, her review, what goal is Susan looking to achieve? Assess whether the organization can absorb the impact of the problem as well as the risks on the solution, determine the impact on the business operations, whether the problem is apt to reoccur, and whether the organization can absorb the needed changes, assess the impact that the problems may have on the operation of the organization or the ability of the solution to deliver its potential value. Determine the severity of the problem, the risks and limitations to the solution, and the probability that the problem will reoccur.
Just complete.
The main question is, will she assess or determine?
What goal she is looking to achieve by reviewing, identifying problem in a solution component. So she is doing something, isn't it? She has just completed reviewing identified problems in a solution component. So there is also already a solution. Perhaps there has been a solution, uh, assessment, performance assessment, and she found some problems, isn't it? So while she's completing this review, what is the goal she's trying to achieve? So what is question? What it is asking?
Then the two determinants would be the right answer, B or D.
B or D? Which one do you choose?
The impact on the business operation.
Okay, there are some problems in the solution. So now she tries to determine the impact on the business operation, whether the problem is up to reoccur and whether the organization can receive it and digest it. Okay, back to you, Amarachi. Jose, do you have a different answer? Relatively a short answer question, but long answers, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
I would go with D for Denmark.
Okay. Can you explain? So maybe she also changed her answer.
Susan is reviewing problems in the solution itself.
Okay.
I don't believe that at this time. I believe that she's trying to understand the problem itself and find ways to mitigate those problems and prevent them from happening.
Okay. So why not impact on the business operation? Why not B? Amarachi.
Genuinely, I'm actually torn between C and D.
Okay, C and D. So it means you're
Yes.
not with the B. So it means we have 1.5 words for D. Do you want to check D?
Yeah, let's check D.
Okay, let's check D. Let's see. Let's check C. Okay. Okay, Amarachi, can you explain why C is a better choice? Why D was not a good choice? Why D was not a good choice?
Okay, so this is my own reasoning, right?
Okay.
If they've identified the problem already, right? So in a solution component, for me, I see it, or I reason it from a point of view that it is not in the implementation stage yet per se, right? They just identify that, okay, this aspect of this solution has these problems. So the main thing is to assess what impact will it have on the business, obviously it's operations, and if we go ahead with this, right, will the solution still be able to deliver what it should deliver? So that was my initial reasoning with C. And with D, D also seemed correct, but both of them for me, one was like before implementation, the other came off like after implementation. And so that was why I was stunned.
Okay.
Okay. This one actually gives a good methodology for for all the questions. When choosing between answers, choose the broader one.
Exactly.
Okay, let me see.
That is something
Okay.
really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. Choose the broader one. Okay.
So in fact, both are the same thing, isn't it? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we have D within the C. So if you're assessing the impact, what does it mean? Also, you're going to think about the severity, the risk, the limitation. And let's check also why B is not correct answer. Gabriel, are you on the same page now?
Yes.
Okay. So again, this is the same problem with it's kind of same thing as D, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm choosing D as a as our answer and continuing. Next question.
Okay, I'm gonna read it to myself because at the exam we are not allowed to read it out loud. So I'm just gonna try to. I will go with A, solution limitations.
Solution limitation number A. Back to you, Gabriel. Do you want to choose a different answer? And also convince him to change his answer if you're choosing a different one.
I would say the recommended actions to increase solution value.
Okay. A business analyst is Amarachi, back to you. Between A and D, are you choosing B or C?
I don't know, I'm leaning to A.
Okay, go back to A. So we have two votes for A. Anyone wants to explain to Gabriel why A is a better choice? Jose, back to you. Do you want to also have her on the same page? Why you have chosen A?
For me, is the how can I say it? It's kind of like defining the potential value versus actual value. We are not yet recommending actions to increase the value. We are just stating the differences between what we could have and what we actually have.
Gabriel?
There is also the part and to recommend a course of action to align them. And then it would be as output, as a result of her efforts, the recommended actions to increase solution value. D from my side.
Yeah, but let's understand the question a little bit, okay? So a B is analyzing the factors, those factors which creates a difference. There is a gap between what is the actual value and what was the potential value. And also as a part of this analysis, the BA will recommend a course of action to align so we can achieve the potential value. Now the question is, so this is something, a scenario, we have a little bit context. Now the question is, what would the result of her efforts generate? I love the way that you're thinking about. So it will be recommendation to increase the value, but it is now trying mainly to analyze the factors. But let's check, okay? Let's check and see what we will have. Since we had two votes for A, we didn't go with Gabriel. The correct answer. Jose and Amarachi.
Well done, Gabriel.
Yeah. Gabriel, what made you to choose D? Gabriel, what helped you to choose the correct answer?
This was a sentence and to recommend a course of action to align them.
Okay.
What would be the result of her efforts?
Okay. Jose and Amarachi.
Okay. I think I
Perfect.
get it.
Continuing.
What the business analyst is doing is understanding the solution limitations, but this effort will generate the output of the recommended actions.
Exactly. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. So
Okay.
she is
Thank
going
you.
to identify the solution limitations and then use it as an input to achieve this.
Yeah.
So maybe it is more about an outcome, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
but of course, it will be after assessing this is kind of an output of that, and then that output will be an input. Hopefully, I'm not making you guys confused. So doing that analysis will have kind of an output, and that output might be the solution limitation, but this is another input for this. I'm continuing if you're all good. And also, we are already at the top of our time, isn't it? Generally, we are doing it 90 minutes.
Yeah, 1 hour, 1 hour 30 maximum. Yeah.
So it is a 90-minute game. It is soccer game. Okay, 90 minutes. Of course, if you would like, I am available. We can add another 10 minutes, as nowadays they are doing it in the World Cup. Uh, uh, Other ways we can conclude it. Would you like to add another 10 or 15 minutes, or you want to conclude and then enjoy the weekend?
Either way.
Amarachi, Gabriel.
We can have 10 minutes more.
Okay, let's go to 140, 40-ish. Amarachi, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. I'm continuing. Next question. Who owns it? But did I check this one? Okay, we are good, isn't it?
Yeah.
This was our two voted question.
Okay, I think this is mine.
Perfect.
Non-functional requirement analysis is a stated technique for which of the following tasks in the requirement analysis and design definition knowledge area? A. Specify and model requirements. B. Define design options. C. Prioritize requirements. D. Verify requirements.
Number A, specify
Number
and
A for
model.
Gabriel. Amarachi, we will be waiting.
I think I'll go with A.
Okay, couple of words. Jose, you're on the same page or you have a different answer?
Specify model requirements. Yes, we need the non-functional. Yeah.
Okay. And also we know about the requirements, different types of requirements. And I am checking and let's go. Do you want to continue discussing or we are all good? I assuming we are all good and continuing. Next question.
So
19.
this is mine.
Perfect.
An organization seeks to increase employee satisfaction within the next year. What is this? Is an example of a business requirement and business objective. Potential value, business goal. I would say the objective business.
Objective. Amarachi,
Yes.
Jose, do you have a different answer? Increase employee satisfaction within the next year. What is an example of? What is this an example of? Jose, do you have a different answer?
Divided between objectives and goals.
Objective and goals. We
Yes,
learn.
I also go to the goal.
Okay, why?
Because objective is smart and the sentence is not smart.
Amarachi?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I go with that reasoning as well.
Okay,
Objective.
let's go. Okay, that's it. Objectives needs to be smart. A business goal is a statement. I mean, that is the same thing, repetitive. And I'm continuing with the right answer. Everyone was on the page number 20. Who owns this question?
I believe it's me.
Okay.
Okay, so we are on the current state analysis. We need to confirm elicitation results.
Confirm elicitation results. Number B.
Yes, from my side too.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Checking. That is correct. Continuing. Next question.
So I guess this is mine.
I'm not sure. Who is after Jose?
I think it's changed at some point. So let me just take this.
Okay, thank you.
Given has assembled a team to analyze the potential value of design options and recommend a solution. What must he have obtained first in order to accomplish this task? A. Potential value change strategy. B. Design options, solution options. C. Solution options prototype. D. Potential value design options.
You mean D is your answer?
No, I just read them out.
Okay.
See.
Okay.
I will go also with D for Denmark.
Okay. Amarachi, Gabriel.
KD.
Okay. Gabriel,
Maybe B.
B. Amarachi,
Yes.
can you do you think B is it was your question, isn't it? Can you tell her why D is a better answer? Or Gabriel, can you tell them why B is the correct answer? Either way.
Because he has assembled a team to analyze the potential value of design options and recommend a solution. So he must have the design options and the solution options so that the team can analyze the potential value.
I think I see reasons with her. What we're trying to this is becoming to analyze potential value.
Are
But
you
then when we're
changing
trying
your
to
answer?
analyze the potential value, which means there is a potential value. So this is more of a question. We want to analyze the potential value, right? So that means it exists, or are we trying to get the potential value? Oops, okay.
The reason I'm going with D for Denmark is that we need the potential value for each for each of those design options, and then it will allow us to decide which one is better.
But
Okay.
the potential value is to be analyzed by the team and not by Jeevan.
But the question is, what is the question? The question is,
What
what
must
must he have obtained first in order to accomplish the task? What is the task?
The task is analyzing of the potential value. And for the task, he needs to design options
And recommend the solution, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the entire task. Which task is this? To analyze the potential value of a design option, analyze the design option, and recommend the solution. This is a task. Do you have such a task?
Yes.
Okay. So in order to do that task, what we need to obtain first?
Yeah, we need to understand the potential value of each design option and go with the one that offers us the best approach,
Rest of them.
allowing us
Yeah.
to actually recommend a solution.
Okay. So let's check, since we have two votes here, Gabriel, and let's see
Mhm.
whether D is a better answer or B is. D is the correct answer. And why it is the correct answer? Because of maybe the word first, isn't it?
Mhm.
Gabriel?
Okay, inputs. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. The first, yeah.
Okay. But I mean, conceptually, even not to remember and take care of those, we need to do these as they explained to go and recommend the solution. Okay.
Yeah.
Gabriel, back to you. Next question. 20 seconds. Gabriel, do you want to continue with this question?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Why is it important for business analysts to familiarize themselves with relevant business policies while analyzing the current state? Policies will provide the BA insight with how existing work is performed. Policies contain decision-making roles and responsibilities. Policies contain constraints within which potential solutions must be developed. Policies describe the organization's governance structure, which is important for the BA to thoroughly understand to align to the requirements of the enterprise. C or D?
C or D? Which one do you choose?
Most C in the moment.
Okay. And what is the question? It is a question with why, isn't it? Why is it important for BAs to familiarize themselves with relevant business policies while analyzing the current state?
Within the policies, there are policies about security, as an example, and if they are not met, the project can be cancelled.
Okay. Jose, Amarachi, do you have a different answer?
I go with C as well.
Okay. Amarachi.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's check it. So it is all about constraints, isn't it? Okay. I'm continuing. Or we can conclude it. Shall we continue? Last three questions, if you have time, or we can conclude it.
We should end it.
Okay. Let's end it. How to end?
With the last two questions. This what?
Okay. You meant to continue? Everyone, do you
Yes.
have time? Okay. So back to you, Jose, I believe. So it is good. It is one question, and then all three questions are based on the same scenario.
Okay.
So
Okay. So
let's answer each one.
Yeah, we don't need to repeat the scenario. Yeah.
Okay.
A value realization standpoint. I'm divided between sunk cost or opportunity cost.
Okay. Sunk cost and opportunity cost. Which one do you choose, and why?
I go with opportunity cost because sunk cost is when we are invested too much on an initiative and we don't allow ourselves to let it go. We just keep investing.
Okay. Many correction workers actively resisted the new system and created workaround to get back to the usual way of doing things. What could this current situation be described from a value realization standpoint? Back to Gabriel and Amarachi. Do you have a different answer, or you're good with his answer?
Mm, I would
This new
say
system significantly changed current processes, but would enable overworked personnel to be more efficient. And instead of being welcomed, many correction workers actively resisted. For the value realization standpoint, how could this current situation be described?
Okay, I need to change it to sunk
I
cost.
think sunk cost.
Yeah, it's actually what the workers are doing. Yeah.
Sunk.
Gabriel?
Also A.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Enterprise limitation.
Enterprise
Enterprise
limitation.
limitation. Wow. Wow.
Okay, what is sunk cost? What is saying sunk? It is already gone, isn't it?
Yeah,
A cost
continue
that's
investing in
already
something
gone.
that.
Yeah. And this solution is still in the production. The new system would significantly change current process.
Okay. Enterprise limitation. Yeah, the workers themselves are kind of like shooting themselves in the foot.
Okay. But okay. But in our
But I
scenario,
think, I think, go ahead, please.
yeah, it's okay. So sunk cost is generally maybe we are in the middle of something, we are working on it, but we came to the realization that it is not good to continue. Some people they think, oh, already we spend money, let's continue, and
Yeah.
spend more time. No, please don't continue. Please don't spend more money, more time and resources, despite you have already spent. So that is not a good rationale. We already spent $5 million. we must continue. No, it is okay.
The next million will solve our issue.
Yeah, there are some projects they spend millions of dollars just to do a feasibility study, and at the end of the feasibility studies, they came to the realization that this is not feasible to continue. So already spend money is not a good rationale to continue the project.
Yeah.
But this one is already they continued, already they have the solution. Where is it? They already installed it, so it is already they installed this the new system. But the problem is that they are not using it. Maybe if they use it, it will be another scenario. I'm continuing assuming that we are good.
I think this sunk cost is also included here, because with sunk cost, we are looking at what we have put in that we cannot recover. And since it's something that they already implemented at this point, but it was met with resistance, it also means that whatever was put in cannot be recovered. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking enterprise limitation as being a material limitation, a resources limitation, but it can also be a limitation within the culture itself of the enterprise.
Exactly. Okay, yeah, I think that makes more sense if you word it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gabriel, we are continuing. And next question back to you. The same scenario, but another question. Okay?
Yes.
24.
How could this situation have been mitigated or avoided altogether? By performing rigorous problem analysis, by identifying the risk of some personnel resisting the new technology and developing an effective mitigation strategy, performed a more rigorous enterprise readiness assessment as part of the initial project by focusing on process improvements versus expensive new systems. I would say the number B.
Which one?
The number B.
Perfect. It is a question, how could something already gone? It is, but how is kind of more about a lessons learned, how we could have done better. Jose, Amarachi, are you good with the B?
Yes.
Okay, 2 votes on B. I'm continuing, Amarachi, unless if you have a different answer.
I'm leaning towards C.
Okay, C. Why C? Why not B?
Okay. So, because the first question had already pointed us to the enterprise direction,
Okay.
right? And the question is saying, how could it have been avoided altogether? So it means that it's mean talking about like the starting point. And that's why I chose C.
Jose and Gabriel, do you want to change your answer back to C?
No, I keep
She's
with.
referring to the previous answer. So now she says that I have more information, and I know it that it is enterprise limitation. That's why, based on the previous answer, she's choosing C.
No, I remain with B as well.
Gabriel, are you remaining with B or changing to the C?
Remaining by B.
Let's go and check it. Okay. Amarachi, do you want to, Gabriel and Jose, what was the previous answer? Maybe that is not always helpful, but if you know that
Enterprise
this is enterprise limitation, so now build on the same thing, maybe.
Okay, this is correct, but another answer is more robust. Okay.
Okay. Gabriel, we are continuing. Last question. Back to you, Amarachi.
Okay.
Same question, same scenario,
Okay.
different question.
Some of the question now, some of the probation officers still use a dictaphone to record lengthy reports for court review and dispositions, and administrative assistants transcribe what was dictated. With the new system, the dictaphones don't work and courts imposed deadlines are being missed, causing public scrutiny. How was this crucial finding missed? A. An impact analysis wasn't conducted focusing on stakeholders' technological maturity. B. An impact analysis wasn't conducted focusing on stakeholder concerns. C. An impact analysis wasn't conducted focusing on stakeholders' location. And D. An impact analysis wasn't conducted focusing on stakeholders' functions. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm. So I think I'm leaning more to D.
Okay.
So it's more of A or D, but I think I'll stick with D.
Gabriel, Jose, shall we go and check D?
Okay, I was gonna go with A, but now that I read it again, is stakeholders technology maturity. It's not the maturity of the technology itself, it's maturity of the stakeholders using the technology. So yes, D for Denmark.
Okay. Gabriel,
Okay. D.
let's go. That's it. Complete 2 hours course. What else we can do now? Next step. Shall I continue next? Next
Uh,
exam, view the result, okay?
Okay.
Here.
okay, solution evaluation. Ugh.
Okay.
Solution evaluation is poor. Okay.
It is relatively a new chapter for you guys. So once we have a solution, then still we are going to do a lot of things. So now the solution, do the solution evaluation, solution assessment. Is there any limitation? Or like the last question, there is a solution. Doesn't matter how good solution it is. People, they will not use it.
Yep.
So this is it is a lot of interesting aspects to this.
Yeah. Silver lining is that the requirements analysis and design, the one with the bulk
Look at this.
amount of questions on the exam, we are
Yeah,
actually good with that.
yeah, yeah. You guys are just shining 100%, and you're really good. But it is doing it only this. This is not important because this is only 25 question.
Yeah.
Uh, but overall, as you're mentioning, this is 30% of the examination, if I'm not recall it wrong. So this is important. Strategies, we are all good. And then let me to stop sharing, and then wishing you a great weekend ahead. Even I don't know how to stop sharing. Did I?
Yeah, you stopped.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed. It
Yep.
was a perfect couple of hours with you all. And then see you next week. If you have any question, hopefully you have access to those materials that Tia has provided, going through those breakdowns, the knowledge areas, the tasks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Emil. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you.
time.
Bye.